11 minutes after 8 o'clock. It's time to go to film school again. Our good friend Joe Fortunato, film study professor, joins us live this morning. Certainly excited to have Joe back as we get this 2026 year going. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, very interesting as well, of a chance to look now at certainly the career in movies of one Rob Reiner, who put together so much great entertainment for us. And let's go that way with Joe. Joe, good morning, my friend. How goes it this morning? And let's talk about Rob Reiner.
Good morning, Ray. Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. And yes, I've been, off for a couple of weeks. And a few weeks ago, we lost, under tragic circumstances, the great Rob Reiner, who is really one of our greatest directors, and I don't think really gets enough credit for that. And so, today to start the year, the new year off, I wanted to take a look at Rob Reiner's movie career and do a quick retrospective of about the 7 best or most significant films of his career. And, what's really amazing is he had one of the best runs of any director in the mid-'80s to early '90s in modern Hollywood. And we'll start off with this is sort of chronological, but we'll start off with the one that started it all. This is Spinal Tap in 1984, one of my favorite comedies of all time. This is the film that launched everything for him. It's his first feature film. It stars Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer. Came out in 1984. It's one of the most influential comedies ever made. It popularized so many things. So many sitcoms that we see today use the mockumentary format that was pioneered by that film. Of course, it has the great classic line, "These go to 11," and many other great lines that have entered into the pop culture mainstream. He followed that one up by Stand By Me in 1986, which is the Stephen King film that nobody expected. This is a Stephen King short story, and this is the film that Rob Reiner sort of feels most emotionally closest to. It had an Academy Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay. It's ranked as one of the best coming-of-age films ever made. Like I said, based on a Stephen King novella called The Body, and it stars Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland, an amazing cast of young people. As I mentioned, this was Stephen King's favorite this was his favorite adaptation of his work, done by Rob Reiner or anyone else for that matter. So it's a really special film. He follows that up with The Princess Bride in 1987. And this is the cult classic that really never went away, starring Cary Elwes, Robin Wright, Mandy Patinkin, Andre the Giant. This is one of the most quoted films of all time. So much, again, has landed into our pop culture collective. It's a cross-genre success, too, which is unusual. Fantasy, romance, comedy, adventure, and it has multi-generational appeal. And that's, as we go through this list of these films, and we think about all these films done in a relatively short period of time, it's really amazing. But they're all different genres, too. So, he was really good at all different genres. Andre the Giant was so gentle in this film that he apologized when he actually hurt people on set. So everyone really enjoyed it. And that was the tone set by Rob Reiner. Next comes the great rom-com When Harry Met Sally from 1989, written by Nora Ephron, starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. This is my favorite romance of all time. Just like this is Spinal Tap is one of my favorite comedies of all time. So 2 genres. Rob Reiner already kind of has the tops in my book. This movie had an Academy Award nomination again for Best Original Screenplay, again ranked as one of the greatest romantic comedies ever made. Rob Reiner's own divorce heavily influenced the film's themes, and the diner scene, "They all have what she's having," not that particular line, but the whole fake orgasm, that was all improvised by Meg Ryan. And of course, Rob Reiner's own mother delivers that famous line, "All have what she's having," which is one of the great moments in movie history. Our next movie we actually talked about just before the holidays, so it's kind of interesting that we talked about Misery. And this was another genre pivot and an Oscar winner. It came out in 1990, written by William Goldman, again based on a Stephen King novel. This one stars Kathy Bates and James Caan. Kathy Bates won the Academy Award for Best Actress. And, in this film, Reiner studied Alfred Hitchcock kind of obsessively before filming. And we, if you're interested in learning more about Misery, you can kind of go back into our iCards and take a listen to that. But it's a really genre-twisting film done by Rob Reiner. And that leads us to A Few Good Men. These just keep getting better and better.
They do.
And more amazing and more amazing. In 1992, it was released as starring Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, and Demi Moore. And this is an iconic courtroom showdown. This was this one had 4 Academy Award nominations, including Best Pictures. One of the most quoted courtroom films ever made. And it was written by Aaron Sorkin, if I didn't mention that before. And, Reiner insisted on working with Sorkin. He loved working with Sorkin. He worked with him on our next film, too, I'll tell you. But Nicholson's You Can't Handle the Truth was written exactly as delivered. So the great writer Aaron Sorkin in the hands of a great director, Rob Reiner. And that leads us to the next film and the last film in our retrospective, The American President, which is sort of the bridge between romance, politics, and again, collaborating with writer Aaron Sorkin. This one was released in 1995. It stars Michael Douglas, Annette Bening, Martin Sheen, Michael J. Fox. This won for Best Original Score and is widely praised for its screenplay and performances. This is sort of a thematic and stylistic prototype of The West Wing. So we probably wouldn't have the great TV series The West Wing if we didn't first have The American President. So it's really a sharp blend of romantic comedy and political drama, and it really shows Reiner's ability to humanize powerful institutions. And like I said, it's we wouldn't have one of the greatest shows ever, The West Wing, if it weren't for that. So it's really an incredible list if you think about it. You've got a mockumentary classic, a coming-of-age masterpiece, a fantasy cult legend, the definitive romantic comedy, an Oscar-winning thriller, a prestigious courtroom drama, a political drama, all of those different kinds of genres at the talents of one Rob Reiner, and it's really amazing, and it's a loss that we've suffered too soon for sure.
Yeah, and Joe, I'm kind of right there with you. I think my favorite rom-com, and I'm not a big rom-com guy, but When Harry Met Sally to me is just a lot of fun, and one of my all-time favorite flicks, it's in my top 5, is A Few Good Men. So, gosh, you're going down that list, and I'm keep saying, oh, I love that one. Oh, I like that one. Like that
Exactly.
one. Let me ask you this. You're a professor of film study. How do you look at Rob Reiner, and where do you place him, certainly in cinematic history and as far as the producers and directors and such? Where do you put him? I'm not asking you to rank him, but do you look at him very highly?
Oh, absolutely. And I think, sadly, this happens when we lose people too early or tragically, like we did Rob. I think we kind of took him for granted that look how great this director was. And he was so affable, such an everyman. He would do talk shows and just be a great guest. Everyone seemed to have kind words to say about him. But when you look at the facts, like I just kind of outlined them, you think, my gosh, what an amazing body of work. And that's not everything. There's so many films I'm leaving out that were also good, if not great. And I think history will look back on him more favorably now than maybe it would have, if we hadn't lost him tragically.
Yeah, I agree. Rob Reiner, certainly a talent, and many people, and they're popping up all over social media, remember Rob for his initial impact he had with many of us as, quote, meathead Michael Stivic on All in the Family, and then he took it to the next level. And as Joe mentioned a couple of times, lost him tragically in the month of December. Great show, Joe, this morning. Terrific look at certainly the life, the career of Rob Reiner. Thanks again, my friend, and good you have it back in 2026, and appreciate the time as always, Joe.
Thank you. I look forward to being back. We've got a lot of great movies this year, and you can always check out my website, joefortunato.net. I don't have anything specific to talk about today, but I do have some events coming up in February and March that we'll be talking about in weeks to come. So thanks for having me back, and look forward to it.
As always, my friend, Joe Fortunato, he's the best film study professor. He joins us with Film School each and every Friday at this time on WAKR.